Hey everyone, and welcome back. It has been a little while, and that's because I have been slightly busy with other things, but still the support on the channel has not stopped. We have now just ticked over 370 subscribers. The goal of 500 by the end of the year is still on the card, so thank you very much. But now into this video. It was an absolutely incredible race, not from my perspective, but from the viewpoint of a good friend of mine. So don't go anywhere, as the battling never ceases throughout this race in the F4 car at Phillip Island. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's head to the grid for the race start. So here we are on the grid. The lights are about to go out, and I do want to quickly apologize for not having the rearview mirror, but because this is replay footage, it was the only way to go. And also throughout this race, I will be saying we and I as if I'm the one driving, but it's obviously not me, but just because it makes my life easier. But now, forget about that. We're heading into the race through the first corner of side by side with another car down the inside. So we're going to go wide and tuck back into the apex, maybe get a better run. But just like that, through two corners, we have lost a position, but that is okay. There is plenty time left in the race, still 20 minutes to go, and this is going to be fun. And now we're going to follow Luke Sultan through into the hairpin, look down the inside so we can maybe break a little later, and he goes a bit wide, so we're going to tuck down the inside, but we can't get the run on the exit, and he manages to pull away slightly. But now we do have Anthony Kerrich and Luke Sultan up in front. Anthony is a 6.5k driver, so he is very quick. And also, just quickly, sorry, that is Taylor Hockerton, not Luke Sultan. I was just getting confused with the relative on the right. But now we head through the uphill section before the quick dip down. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, and now we head down into the right-hander. We're still following behind. They're pretty close, but we have pretty much gapped some of the drivers behind. And now we're about to round the final corner. We are still on their tail, and the draft is incredibly strong around this track and in these cars in general. So we are definitely going to be reeling them in down the straight. For how much, and will we be able to get close enough to pull an overtake off? But now we head on to lap 2, rounding the final corner once again. You can see the relative is now updated, but Anthony on the right pulls over to the side and just slows down for some reason, allowing both myself and Taylor up one position each. And now we are on the back of Taylor. This is going to get nasty, but for some reason Anthony just let us through there. I'm not aware of why. He didn't exactly say after the race or anything, but hey, it's a free position, so I'm not complaining. Now we're onto the back of Taylor here, fighting for this P1. Anthony is still behind, so it's not like he's out of the race. He's still there, just behind us. But now we're going to go for the move, dart down the inside of Taylor. Are we going to get the move done? No, Taylor manages to come across to the apex just before we can get our nose in there or get alongside him. So he's going to hold on to the position for now. But now we head onto lap 4, and we are about to go side by side into the first corner. It's a pretty easy corner to go side by side as long as they don't wash out. But you can see I let him go cut to the outside to defend, but now that means I'm going to have a better run out of turn 2. But it hasn't quite turned out that way, so we are still 0.3 behind, with Anthony 0.3 behind us. But this is only going to get more intense, as now look at the draft. We are reeling him in. We're going to shape to the inside, not exactly going for a move, but just trying to scare him off. But it doesn't quite do that, although it does. He has a bit of a moment there, which is going to allow us to look for the move maybe down the inside. But no, we're just going to let it be for now and settle back in behind him and look for another opportunity later on in the race. Anthony is still 0.3 behind, and we are now 0.2 behind Taylor. So now we're heading into the uphill section once more. You can see we're gaining and gaining, but there's no move or no place for an overtake here. It's unless you want to go into this downhill section, but it's very sketchy. Breaking downhill can always cause problems, lockups, overshooting it, everything. So you've got to be super careful. But now we're around the second last corner and about to go into the final corner. We are right on the back of Taylor, and we are for sure going to get an incredible strength of draft as we cut to the TV cam now. And you can see we're going to pull to the outs or inside, but it will be the outside for turn 1. We're side by side, about to go into the corner. Again, as I said before, super easy to go side by side as long as the inside car doesn't wash out too much. You can see, look how close that is as we manage to squeeze down the inside. Are we going to be able to hold the move and hold the position? Yes, we are, and that is us up a position into P1. But Taylor is not done yet. He's going to look for the move again. So we're going to go defensive, hold the outside line, which will become the inside one into the hairpin. You can see how close we are getting. Wheels almost coming together there. And into the hairpin. He manages to brake later, also being about a half car length ahead. But we hold on to the position for now. But now he has the inside line. And I'm afraid we do have to concede the position to Taylor. Anthony is still behind us, looking for the move as well. He is like a shark on bait, waiting for his opportunity. But for now, we're just going to have to settle in with no place for a move into the uphill section. And that is us to P2 for now. But that was a short stint in P1 with plenty laps to go. Can we maybe get there and cross the line in that position? Only time will tell. But now we are behind Taylor, strong and close in his draft. Anthony is exactly the same distance behind us as well. So it's going to be tight once again into the first corner as we head down the main straight to begin lap 6. And you can see, look how strong that draft is. And we're going to go to the outside, then the inside. A little dummy there. Now a side by side. About to head into the first corner. And we manage to slightly pull ahead. Maybe, no, we do not. And Taylor holds the inside line nice and strong. And he keeps the position for now. But I'm looking to get a better run on the exit. But it doesn't quite turn out that way. But Anthony behind has dropped an extra tenth, just a little bit. It's nothing that's going to change the course of the race, but just enough to give me a little bit more reassurance coming into the hairpin, knowing that he isn't going to dive bomb me or try anything risky. But now we go through the hairpin, and we are still settled in P2, and we are not struggling, but this race is going to get interesting. The amount of draft and the strength of the draft is always up. Well, it's always going to change the course of the race and make it very hard to maintain a P1 position when you do not have any draft yourself. Now we're following behind Taylor. The battling still commencing as he runs it a little bit wide, but he cuts back to the racing line for the downhill section. But I'm going to have a better line now and a bit more comfort into those corners. Are we going to be able to prioritize this and make the most of this opportunity now onto the back or onto the main straight? We're about to go. We are even closer this time. Right up his gearbox on exit. We're going to go to the outside this time, which will become the inside for turn 1. Are we going to be able to finally get the move done once again and hold on to P1? We are now in first place, but we are still side by side and into T1. We're going to try hold the position, and we're going to go to the inside defensive, and that is us up another place into P1. We luckily managed to have the room to cut to the inside and hold that line, so he couldn't get back past us. But now he is 0.1 behind and strongly in our draft, so I'm going to hold the outside, which will become the inside into the hairpin. We're side by side now, about to go into the hairpin. We brake late, but maybe a little bit too late. No, we managed to hold it nice and tightly to the apex, but we have a massive moment on exit, which is going to allow Taylor an opportunity maybe down the inside. Yes, he is. He's got us back down the inside purely because of our massive snap of oversteer on exit from the hairpin. But now once more we are side by side going into the uphill section now. Are we going to be able to hold the inside? No, we're going to back out. Again, too risky through this area of the track. We do not want to risk it here. So we're going to have to settle in P2. And Anthony behind is still 0.3 behind, so he is within a shout of P1, but he has not really got involved very heavily in this race since lap 2 or whenever it was that he let us through. But we are still on the back of Taylor now. This is just carbon copies every single lap. He gets past us through the middle of the lap, but we get him on the main straight with the draft into T1. We are once again up into P1. He's side by side with us still, but we get ahead, and once more, as I said before, we tuck to the inside to hold the racing line. But now on lap 9, this is actually me. So this is not my friend, this is me. Going into turn 1, we are side by side with another driver. Then into the second corner, we are heavily alongside, just a little bit of contact there. We lose it. We lose the rear end. Very, very minor contact. No clue how that caused me to spin. But that there is just where I was at during that part of the race. Now we cut to the end of lap 9, and my friend is yet again on the back of Taylor, looking for the move down the inside. and he's going to hold him. He's going to give him a good squeeze to the outside, and into T1 we fly around the sweep, and we do once again get ahead. So we're going to hold this inside line, go a little bit wider though, not all the way tight, to maybe prioritize a better exit than the entry, and it has worked out for us. Taylor is 0.2 behind, but that is still within slipstream, so he is still going to be right behind us, and I am going to have to defend into the hairpin. And yes, we are into the hairpin now. Defensive, which is not good for our exit, but Taylor is going to be kept behind for now. But now on lap 11, this is the first time we are crossing the line in P1 and not being the one who overtakes into turn 1, as Taylor there goes straight through on the inside. And now we are all over the back of him through turn 2. Are we going to get the move into the hairpin, switching roles with him now? Anthony is still 0.2 behind, so yet again he is still within a shout of the win, but he just needs to get involved if he wants that. Something that Taylor and Nate, or my friend, are doing a lot of, getting involved in the battling here. As we go through the hairpin and into the left-hand sweeper now, we are still right on his gearbox. With slipstream, we're going to pull in. Maybe this is probably the biggest gap he has had the whole race, 0.4 seconds, which is nothing at all in the F4 cars, but still that says something about how close and the battling that's been going on in this race. But now we head into the uphill section, then down the slopes into the heavy braking zone. We take a nice, easy, cruisy line through there, and we've got a very, very smooth exit. Whereas Taylor in front is a little bit all over the place, running a bit wide on exit there, on the gravel even. And that's now going to give us a little bit more overspeed into the final corner. We have the slipstream, we're gaining and gaining. Are we going to make the move once more as we switch again to TV cam? You can just see how close Anthony really is behind as we shape to the inside. Going to go for the move into T1. Anthony's just praying for a mistake to take place, and we send it down the inside. Are we going to be far enough ahead to take the defensive position? Yes, we are, and Taylor has to settle in behind for P2. And this battle just keeps getting more intense as Taylor once again tucks in behind, but now Anthony is right on his tail as well, as we're now going side by side through the little kink in the track and then into the hairpin. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Who's going to be braver? Taylor around the outside. Is he going to be able to hold the position and maybe sneak down the inside into the sweeper? Yes, he is, with a super, super tight line, but I'm going to have to hold it around the outside and maybe try keep my nose in it. And we are still in it. We are still side by side through the now right kink into the uphill section. Are we going to be able to hold the position? Yes, we are. And Taylor has to concede P1 and drop back into P2. Now here we are from our cockpit and on board. We are sitting in P2. Taylor is right on our outside into T1. We're side by side. Taylor's going to be defensive, so I'm not going to be able to do anything there. But we're going to try prioritize the run on exit here. Are we going to get a good one? Not really, but it doesn't matter too much as the draft is just going to pull us right back into it. Anthony is now 0.1 behind, so he may get involved now. This could be his time, as we're going to shape to the inside, maybe send a move. No, we're just trying to scare him, and it has worked as Taylor runs it a little bit wide. Now we're all over the back of him. We've got to shape to the inside, get the move into the sweeper. Are we going to be able to hold it? No, we're not. Taylor does incredibly well. Very good defense there to hold it and cut across our nose and maintain his P1 position. But we're tucked in nicely behind him now in his rear wing. We're going to gain and gain into the uphill section, but again, this is no place to make a move. So we're going to have to wait for the main straight, which will be the next major opportunity to get a move done and move up into P1. But we are now, this is the second last lap, so our time is running out to get the move done. Are we going to be able to do it? Make sure you stick around to find out. With one lap to go, we are reaching some back markers now too, which could make things even more interesting, as now we are side by side down the main straight, about to start the final lap of the race. Can we get the move done and hold on to it? Something we have not been able to do so far through the end of the lap. We're down the inside. Taylor's going to have to concede. We tuck to the inside now for turn 2. Is the back marker going to get involved? No, he lets us through. Very, very good racing there from him. The two leaders having a good battle. You do not want to be the guy who takes them out and causes chaos. You just don't want to be. I've been in that place before. It is not nice. But now Taylor is a little bit far behind, so he's not going to be able to make a move into the hairpin. This is the first time this whole race that has been the case. So is this a change in the circumstances and outcomes now, as Nate is heading down the straight now, just weaving, kinking straight. We're about to go through the right-hander and then up the hill. We are 0.3 ahead of Taylor. This is our chance. This is the best one we've had all race, holding on to P1 and not losing it through the hairpin. We're about to head down the hill. If we can win this, what a momentous win this would be. We're heading through the second last corner now, and then about to go through the final sweeper. You can see a back marker in front. And this is it, and yes, we are going to be able to do it, but with the slipstream, can Taylor close us in before the line, which is at the very end of the straight? He's 0.2 behind. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not close enough. And what a win that was. Wow, what a race. 14 laps of solid battles and solid racing, side by side, dive bombs, everything. Wow, what a race that was for my good friend Nate. And I do want to say a big thank you to him for, well, allowing me to use that footage and make a video of it, because that racing was way more interesting than mine. I had some good battles, but in the end I spun and I was nowhere near the front. So thank you for that, and that was incredible racing. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and remember, we're aiming to hit 500 subs by the end of the year, and only you guys can help me get there. So if you did enjoy this race, remember there's plenty more to come. So go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.